उमापति महादेव की जय। श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। प्रेम से बोलो आदिशक्ति जगदम्बे माता की जय। Our prayers to God. Lord, thank you once again for the blessings of allowing us to live, to enjoy another day. Things may not be perfect, but we are still satisfied, we are content, we are happy. Thank you. Because of you, life is life. Today we pray, may the world be a beautiful place where there is peace, love, compassion, and may everyone work together in unison to bring love in the world. Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvarth Sadhike शक्ति जगदम्बे माता की जय। Tonight, the devotee goes before the beautiful murti of Bhagavan Krishna Kanhaiya, and the devotee looks at the murti and she starts to sing, and she says that, "Oh Lord, when I look at you, I feel so much at peace when I look at your form. When I think of you, when I think of your greatness and your being, the skies. And when the star falls in your life, in your home, in your heart, in your mind." The devotee says, "Lord, you have come into my home and you have brought so much of light. You have made my home a feeling of a mandir where there's peace and love, where my mind is just enjoying the bliss. Early in the morning, I think of you. I wake up to your greatness, to your kindness, to your will. Teri jyot mein, you bring that light to me, O Lord. You are that light. Tere kripa se, may you give me your mercy. May you he tumhi mana tarha." Today I ask of you, O Lord, may my mind always be at peace. This is a beautiful prayer the devotee sings, and I'm sure many of you may know the first line, but the other words you may not know. कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है कि मेरे घर में मेरे शाम तेरा मंदिर हूँ कि शुभ हो शाम तेरी ज्योत में जगाता रहूं तेरी कृपा से मैं यूं ही तुम्हें मनाता रहूं कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है मेरे घर में मेरे शाम तेरा तेरी ज्योत में जगाता रहूं तेरी कृपा से मैं यूं ही तुम्हें मनाता रहूं Let's be like the devotee, that we get lost in His name, we get lost in His form for what He represents. कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है मैं अपने हाथों से बाबा तेरा सिंगार करूं तुझको पहना हूँ सावरे मैं तो हीरो का मुकुट और बनाऊंगा तेरा गुणगान clasps her hands very tightly and she bows to the Lord and she says, Prabhu, without you, what is the purpose of me even living? This is the love, this is the devotion, this is the faith that the devotee has in the beautiful form of Adi Shakti, of Bhagavan Krishna Kanhaiya. Panditji, Pandit Sadeshi spoke the first night when I asked the question, why is there such a beautiful connection between Krishna and Durga? There's a beautiful connection there. Where there is Krishna, Durga is always present. Where there is Durga, Krishna is always present. They both appeared, as a matter of fact, in Krishna Janmashtami, they both appeared at the same exact time. Tonight, once again, the devotee prays and says, thank you, Lord, for blessing me with the gift of life. Thank you for blessing me with the sustenance of life. And thank you for blessing me with everything that comes within my life. Tonight, she turns her attention now to Durga, to Lakshmi and Saraswati, and she prays. Kindly join with us, devotees, tonight, those of us who are present here, and those of you abroad, wherever you're logging in from, join with us tonight as we surrender once again to the Divine Mother, Adi Shakti Jagadambi Mata, who represents protection. We bow to Adi Shakti Mahalakshmi, who represents light, wisdom. We bow to Maha Saraswati, who represents knowledge. When we are protected, knowledge and the light of faith will flow forever. Clasp your hands wherever you are. Close your eyes if you choose to. If not, look at the devotees and simply conversate with them. Prasanna dharma kamarth mokshadam vishwamangala swarathavam bhagastam bhakta Swararthavam bhagastam bhaktanugraha And it's a very beautiful prayer. All you have to chant is Jai Jai Ambe Ma. That is the chorus. Brahmananda Swarupani Jai Jai Ambe Ma. Brahma Shakti Sukhdayani Jai Jai Ambe Ma. Brahmananda Swarupani Jai Jai Ambe Ma. Brahma Shakti Sukhdayani Jai Jai Ambe Ma. Satchit Sukhmay Rupani Jai Jai Ambe Ma. Srishti Siddhi Layakari Jai Jai Ambe Ma. Satchit Sukhmay Rupani Jai Jai Ambe Ma. Srishti Siddhi Layakari Jai Jai Ambe Ma. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Jai Jai Ambe Ma. Durga Rupena Samstata Jai Jai Ambe Ma. Namastasye Namastasye Jai Jai Ambe Ma. Namastasye Namastasye Jai Jai Ambe Ma. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Jai Jai Ambe Ma. Lakshmi Rupena Samstata Jai Jai Ambe Ma. Namastasye Namastasye Jai Jai Ambe Ma. Namastasye Namastasye Jai Jai Ambe Ma. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Jai Jai Ambe Ma. Thank you for everything you do for us. Prem Solo Adi Shakti Jagadambe Mata Ki Jai. Prem Solo Shri Mahalakshmi Mata Ki Jai. Shri Saraswati Mata Ki Jai. And here we have offered our prayers to the Lord. We begin now with our Havan Yajna. We ask the divine form of Agni to burn away the negative forces within this world, within our life, within the atmosphere, the communities, the world at large in which we live. Destroy all negativities and allow the good qualities, divine qualities, allow dharma to always rise. We begin with our prayers. Om Hasta Pracharanam Samarpayami Shri Govindaya Namo Namaha. We'll sip the water every time we hear Swaha.
Om Amrito Vasanasi Swaha. Om Amrita Vinayasi Swaha. Om Sakyam Yasham Shri Mai Shri Shairam Swaha. Om Hasta Pracharanam Samarpayami Shri Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Let's pray for good health always. Om
Mangamiyasi Astu. Om Nasurme Prano Astu. Om Ashurme Chakshurastu. Om Karyurme Shodham Astu. Om Bahurme Valam Astu. Om Urvame Ojo Astu. Om Vaishnani Niyangani Tanusarvame Sahasantu.
we ignite Agni. Om Bhurvavasvaha.
Om Bhurvasvaha.
Of course, we'll follow the mantras there. Very simple. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha Swaha 108 times. Begin.
Om Dum Durgaye Namaha Swaha. 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 स्वाहा ॐ दुं दुर्गायै नमः स्वाहा ॐ दुं दुर्गायै नमः स्वाहा
ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ सर्वमय पूर्णागं
स्वाहा सर्वमय पूर्णमं स्वाहा ॐ सर्वमय पूर्णमं स्वाहा
Take blessings now from Abigail. Om Vidyamasi
वीर्यमयि देहि ॐ बलमसि बलमयि देहि ॐ तेजोमसि तेजोमयि देहि ॐ ओजोमसि ओजोमयि देहि ॐ मन्युरसि मन्युर्मयि देहि ॐ सर्वमसि सर्वमयि देहि
This evening we want to thank this wonderful family, Mataji Shamu, Mataji Kamini, Mataji Nalini, for sponsoring our pujan and prasadam for tonight. We pray, may Bhagwan bless each and every one of them along with their families with happiness, good health and prosperity always. Om Brahmarpanam Brahmani
ब्रह्माग्नो ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं ब्रह्मा कर्मा समाधिना ॐ तत्सत् हरि ओं तत्सत् हरि ओं तत्सत् हरि ओं
बोलिए प्रेम से आदि शक्ति जगदम्बे माता की जय। And there we have completed our sacrificial part of our satsang for tonight. Before I hand over, we have some wonderful voices here this evening. I have a young man here whom I'm sure our devotees are going to be so happy and thrilled with this evening. I'm going to ask him to prepare at least 2 songs for now, 2 of his hottest numbers. And when I say hot, you will see what I speak of in a few. But let's all sing once again Kirtanam to Jagadambe Mata. Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shiva Bhatri Swaha Swadha Namo शक्ति जगदम्बे माता की जय. So tonight when you look around, you see some beautiful familiar faces here who have been with us many of the nights so far that we have been on live. We have our Lady Di with us, of course Sabrina Ji, our dear, I'm told he's called Sadguru. He's Sadguru now, Sadguru Kevin Ji. We have Pranita Ji, of course Uma, and we have our dhola players Kiran, and of course Ashley present tonight so far. But there's a young man seated here to my left whom I think should be one of the most renowned singers in our community right now, in his caliber, in his styling of singing. And I don't find anyone else to sing with this young man. The styling and the forms of songs that he sings. And I'm very proud of him. Very, very proud of him. And as a Indo-Caribbean community, we should also be proud of him. And there's a reason why. Because the styling that he sings, his voice, the music, the melody, long ago you used to hear these songs. Today you hardly hear them. And when this young man, Saraswati Ma has truly blessed him, and his name of course is Matthew, truly blessed him to be with us here tonight to share his golden voice. So without any further ado, everybody here they will sing with me later on in the program. But this young man, I want to give him an opportunity to sing two beautiful songs dedicated to all of our devotees tonight. It is my honor to ask our dear Matthew Ji to take the program from here.
Thank you, Manoj.
एकंठ विराजे सरस्वती, हृदय बसे महेश, ये बजरंगी रहे दाहिनी, की काटे सकल कलेश. बसो मोरे अंगने, बसो मोरे अंगने, बसो मोरे अंगने, दुर्गा मैया बसो मोरे अंगने, दुर्गा मैया बसो मोरे अंगने. बसो मोरे अंगने, बसो मोरे अंगने, बसो मोरे अंगने, बसो मोरे अंगने, दुर्गा मैया बसो मोरे अंगने, दुर्गा मैया बसो मोरे अंगने. मैया के सिर पर लाल चुनरिया, मैया के सिर पर, मैया के सिर पर लाल चुनरिया, लाल चुनरिया हो लाल चुनरिया, बसो हमारे मन में, दुर्गा मैया बसो हमारे मन में. माँ के चुनरिया, माँ के चुनरिया, माँ के चुनरिया, माँ के चुनरिया, कौन उड़ा के ले गयो रे मेरी माँ के चुनरिया, कौन उड़ा के ले गयो रे मेरी माँ के चुनरिया। माँ के चुनरिया, माँ के चुनरिया, माँ के चुनरिया, माँ के चुनरिया, कौन उड़ा के ले गयो रे मेरी माँ के चुनरिया, कौन उड़ा के ले गयो रे। उनके चुनरिया ये जोड़ा में पहुँचे, उनके चुनरिया, उनके चुनरिया ये जोड़ा में पहुँचे, सीता माँ को भाग गयो रे मेरी माँ के चुनरिया, सीता माँ को भाग गयो रे मेरी माँ के, कौन उड़ा के ले गयो रे मेरी। उनके चुनरिया वैकुंठ में पहुँचे, उनके चुनरिया वैकुंठ में पहुँचे। उनके चुनरिया वैकुंठ में पहुँचे, लक्ष्मी माँ को भाग गयो रे मेरी माँ के चुनरिया, लक्ष्मी माँ को भाग गयो रे मेरी माँ के चुनरिया, कौन उड़ा के ले गयो रे मेरी। उनके चुनरिया पृथ्वी पे पहुँचे, उनके चुनरिया, उनके चुनरिया पृथ्वी पे पहुँचे, भक्तों का मन भाग गयो रे मेरी माँ के चुनरिया, भक्तों का मन भाग गयो रे मेरी माँ के चुनरिया, कौन उड़ा के ले। माँ के चुनरिया, माँ के चुनरिया, माँ के चुनरिया, माँ के चुनरिया, कौन उड़ा के ले गयो रे मेरी माँ के चुनरिया, कौन उड़ा के ले गयो रे मेरी माँ के चुनरिया, कौन उड़ा के ले गयो रे मेरी माँ के चुनरिया, कौन उड़ा के ले गयो रे मेरी माँ के चुनरिया।
You know, the other night, if you've been following us, I made a point that during this period of Navraatri, we have there's a different energy that is felt when these bhajans are sung. And you can sing these songs on a regular basis, on a regular puja. And to me personally, as an individual, as a bhakta of Durga Ma, I personally feel there's a difference when in Navratri, when they're sung. There's a higher energy. You feel something, there's a connection there. And Matthew, you did definitely bring such energy. Thank you. Maybe, who knows, if I'm lucky, I might hear you before we die again. What a wonderful young man. As I said, we're very, very proud of you in our community. And keep up the good work. Shine on forever. प्रेम सुरवाधि शक्ति जगदम्बे माता की जय, श्री लक्ष्मी माता की जय, श्री सरस्वती माता की जय। We're in the period of Navratri, the eighth night already. Wow, we're getting there. We surrender once again to Saraswati Mata. In this beautiful prayer we say, Ma, Ya Kundendu Tushar Hadhavana. You, who is described as the jasmine-colored moon, which symbolizes in man's life calm, serenity, and awareness. Ya Shubhra Vastra Brita, she who is adorned in her white attire, her white clothing, which represents purity and divinity. Ya Veena Vardanda Mandit Kara, who holds in her hands the beautiful Veena, which symbolizes man's life. We put our trust, our life, Sab Bhar Tumhare Haathon mein. Everything lies in your hands, O Mother. Ya Shwet Padma Asana, who sits on the beautiful lotus-like flower, and that symbolizes with her love she lifts us above the muddy waters of Maya to enjoy lotus-like feelings, bliss, divinity, happiness. Ya Brahma Chut Shankar Pravitbhir, Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwar, for them to perform their duties, for them to create, sustain and preserve, they have to invoke her presence in their beings. So too you and I, we need such blessings. Deve Sada Vandita, she who is worshipped, she who is glorified, she who surrenders, who is surrendered to. Samam Patu Saraswati Bhagavati Nihisheshaja Dhyapaha. When we talk about sluggishness, when we talk about laziness, when we talk about weakness, Saraswati Mata is the power who protects us from such feelings, such negativity. And tonight, once again, we ask of you, O Mother, in this harsh world in which we live, may you help us so that we will always be energetic. Namo Sharda, Namo Sharda, Namo Sharda Mata. Namo Sharda, Namo Sharda, Namo Sharda Mata. Namo Sharda, Namo Sharda, Namo Sharda Mata. साईश्वरी माता
सत्य साईश्वरी माता
शारदा नमो शारदा नमो शारदा माता
शारदा नमो शारदा नमो शारदा
शारदा माता
नमो शारदा
नमो शारदा नमो शारदा नमो शारदा माता everybody नमो
शारदा नमो शारदा नमो शारदा
May there be calmness, may there be serenity, may there be awareness, may there be purity, may there be divinity. May she remind us the importance of life and for us to enjoy every moment and do not take anything for granted. May she lift us above the muddy waters of Maya and allow us to enjoy this beautiful lotus-like, beautiful feeling. May she remind us for us to create, sustain and preserve a beautiful, comfortable life. We need to get rid of laziness, we need to be more energetic, and we need to surrender to her. Only by then, only by her grace, can such blessings be given. Hari Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Prem se bolo Shri Saraswati Mata ki jai. Let's all surrender to Guruji. Bandav Guru Pad Padma Paraga. Bandav Guru Pad Padma Paraga. Suruchi Subhas Saras Anuraga. Bandav Guru तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। प्रेम से बोलो आदि शक्ति जगदम्बे माता की जय। Devotees all, once again I want to take this opportunity to thank all of our devotees who sponsored tonight. Before I get into tonight's katha, to the Mangal family, to the Rambaros family, to Mataji Kamini and family. We want to thank them so much, to Angela Singh for sponsoring the malas for tonight. Words are not enough to say how grateful, how blessed we are to have all of you as part and parcel of our Shaanti Bhavan Mandir family. On behalf of all of us, we thank you guys again and again for your dedication towards dharma, towards our culture. The first night we began and this plane took off. And we said the air jet was called what? Air Navraatri, right? Those of you who are with us. We took off on this jet, not Guyana Airways, not BB, not JetBlue, Air Navraatri. And we took off on this journey. And we're going to a beautiful place, a beautiful island, Matthew. I'm taking you to an island. If you haven't left New York yet, I'm taking you to this beautiful island where there is eternal bliss and calm, peace, serenity, like what the mantra represents. And when we pray, when we're on this journey, sometimes on a plane, you know, sometimes it's rough. Sometimes you're a little clustered up, you're choked up. Somebody sleep on the plane next to you and them head up on your shoulder. The food that tastes good. Sometimes it's too cold, sometimes it's too hot. You ask for water, you're waiting forever. The bathroom, you can't get in there because it's filled. When you look up, you see fastened seatbelts. While seated, you can't even get up. And the journey is so long. But when you get there, it's such a beautiful feeling when you step off and you enter the beautiful soil of Guyana. What a feeling, eh? What a beautiful feeling. Like me, I go down and I bow and I kiss the ground. Thank you, Lord, for bringing me back home. So too, we must behave like devotees. When we come to the divine feet, we must bow to her, kiss her feet. Thank you for bringing me back home. This is where I belong, at your feet, following your teachings and allowing me to evolve, to rise spiritually in this world. But Satish, he was our pilot, and he was flying this plane, and he told us about the beautiful story. Now, he told us the story of Krishna and Rukmini, how closely connected Krishna is with Durga, and how Rukmini prayed to the Universal Mother, how she had to fast, she had to do tapasya. What it was for 16 years, I believe, if my memory serves me right. 16 years before her child was returned to her. So sometimes spirituality takes a long journey, no? Sopaniji? It's a long journey, it's a very difficult journey. One of the most difficult journeys is spirituality, believe it or not. It's not easy. No, when you sit down like this, you think it's easy. Sometimes you get twists and torn, like you get stinging nettles, no? Like something biting you. It's not easy. All of these things are practices. But it can be accomplished. All we have to do is keep practicing. And then we started after that, the second night. We continued the journey. We were sailing in the air. And we started to look at this beautiful story where Kakbhushundi started to tell his own story when Garuji asked him, did you always know about Ram? Where did you hear this story from? Who did you hear this story from? When was this story told to you? How did you get this form? As a crow. These were the questions Garuji asked him, because remember, the conversation, he was asking about Ram and he told him everything about Ram. Now Garuji wanted to know about him. I want to know about you and your life. And Kakbhushundi started to tell his story about his own life. How it all started. What he was in his previous birth. The form he is now. And what will determine his future. And in this beautiful story, some points comes out, which I quickly want to recap. It talks about karma. For every action, there is an opposite reaction. Every karma, every act we do, a day will come when we will have to pay for such actions. So the more good you do, is the more good life can become for you. The next birth and janams to come, life can become so beautiful. The choices he made, this is his life story. How he allowed the negative energy to enter his being. How his life completely changed. How his entire lineage, his family, everyone around him was affected. Like take for example, if me and Matthew were very good friends. Well, if I'm a good friend, I really like him. So we're good friends, huh? And suppose if I see Matthew doing something that is not Matthew-like, this is not him, this is not the person that I know. It is my duty to try to help him. And when he's affected, I am affected because I am his friend. I'm his true friend. But what happened, Pandit Deepakji was telling us about sometimes when you're faced with so many adversities of life, when you look around you can't find nobody. Where everybody gone? But this is just the way of life, it's the journey of life. So his entire lineage, his entire circle was affected. He talked about how he met with an enlightened soul, someone who he looked at as his guru. And a homework assignment, last night I was asking Ravi, me and him, we were trying to figure out, in Ramayana and in Valmiki Ramayana and Ramacharita, the name of the guru is not mentioned. So that's the homework assignment. And not go up on Google, because in the you can't find it there, it's not there. And I checked with a few other learned pundits, and they, well, first of all, they said they never read the story, firstly. And secondly, they don't have a recollection of who this guru's name was. But he was an enlightened soul. So if he was an enlightened soul, let's keep him as that. Let's just give him the title, Guru, Gurudev. Sadhguruji, that's okay with you? Gurudev. He was called Gurudev. We'll give him that title. And Gurudev, he who connects us to Bhagavan, right? And finally, the question I want to bring to the Katha is, when do we erase or escape from the quote-unquote mistakes of yesterday, today, in order for us to help you, in order for it to help us in our future life? How do we escape from this? How do we correct these mistakes? And those of you who were with us last night would have had the opportunity to listen to our Vyasji Pandit Ravi when he was talking about how we are binded to certain things and we cannot be free, we cannot let go. Because this is the way of life. No? This is the way of life. These things are holding us, they're pulling us down. And in order for us to rise, we have to let go of certain things in our life. No? We have to let go. And I always talk about the story of Alexander the Great. You read it in school, right? You did a story in school. When he was buried, he told his disciples, he told his people, all his followers, when you bury me, I want my coffin to be a unique one. That my hands must be outside. They must have 2 holes. And maybe Ravina, if you're listening, must do me one again. He wanted 2 holes, and he wanted his hands to be free, to show the world what? That he's not taking anything with him. He's not taking anything with him. So this was his life. No? So we have to let go of certain things if we want to rise. Tonight we continue where we left off on this beautiful story. And we were talking about his whole life. He was telling his whole life story. How he was one point at this form, he was born a human, but then he was given this form. And imagine we didn't get to that part yet, how that form was given to him. But he met with this great soul, this great guru, and this great guru taught him some beautiful lessons of life. And this is where we left off the last time. And tonight we will continue with this beautiful scene. So Tulsidas takes us as Kakbhushundi continues his tale. Prem Kahani. He's telling his story, and he's doing so in the most beautiful, loving way possible. What did this Guru do to me? Gurudev. What did Gurudev do for me? How was he sent into my life? God has blessed me with his soul. I should be forever thankful. Listen what Guruji taught me. Shambho mantra mohi dvij bardina shubha upadesh vividha vidhi kiha japo mantra shiva mandir jai hridaya dambha aham शंभो मंत्र मोहि राम 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 purpose is to educate us, is to enlighten us. And not only spiritually, and this is something sometimes we misinterpret, that when we think of a guru, we only think of spirituality. But remember, let's look back very quickly at Raja Dashrath. Raja Dashrath was going through some turmoils in his life. This didn't have anything to do with spirituality. He was just going through some problems in his life, within his family. And what did he do? Who did he turn to? He turned to the Guru. Remember, his mind was drowned in so many miseries. He had so many things on his mind. He was confused. And who did he go to? He went to his Guruji. So Guru is there for many reasons. If you need advice, you call. You need some kind of spiritual guidance, he is there. Any part and parcel of your life, he should be there for you. But in this scene, Shambhu mantra mohi dvija varadinha shubha upadesha vividha vidhikinha. Tulsidas writes that Kakbhushundi was so overwhelmed with joy when this soul entered his life. And he says that God has sent you to me for a particular reason. And I'm forever blessed. And I want to tell you a personal story about my own life. Kakbhushundi is saying here that God sent you in my life. He sent you in my life at the right moment when I needed you. And later on in the Katha, we're going to see how he neglected the Guru, how the relationship became very weak, and how his life took a total twist. And there was a period in my life also as a personal human being, as Manoj or Nuji or whatever I want to call him. No? There was a part and parcel of my life, there was a moment when I gave up, like I didn't want to be part of satsang anymore. And I'm saying this live. Not many people know this. I didn't want to be I just gave up. I didn't want to do this anymore. It was like, this wasn't me. And then, I started to move away. I pulled myself away from Guruji, from Mandir and everything. I stopped going. Until one day, a message came. And this was God, how God intervenes in man's life. Mom was at a yajna. Guruji was reading at Mandir, Bhubaneswar. And she was there. And Guruji told her the night as she was leaving home, the Mandir, question, where is Manoj? This was his question, where is Manoj? And she's live. She can attest to this. Where are we then? What happened to that boy? This is his interjection. This is God's way of intervening. Tell him, I need him. This was the message. Guruji need me? Well, where are this guy? Like, you really laugh. Mommy came home. She came home, tears in her eyes. She says, I have a message for you. Guruji says, he needs you. He wants you to come back to the Mandir. He needs you. Need. He needs me. But little did he know, that was my prayer that God answered. That I needed him more than anything else. The next Sunday morning I showed up at Mandir. And that was it. A total change. When I held on to his feet in the office, we were talking. And he said, don't worry. Whatever has happened has happened. This is all part of life. You have to accept it. You have to move on. And he mentioned certain words to me. And he says, I am here for you. I am here for you. Let me know how I can help you. This is exactly what this Guru did to Kakbhushundi in his life. He needed such a guidance. And this Guru was sent to him at the right moment. But look what happened. Japu mantra Shiva Mandir Jai. He taught me everything, all the intricacies about Lord Shiva. Kakbhushundi, there was a connection between him and Shiva. He loved Lord Shiva. And he says, I used to go to the Mandir constantly and pray. But look how Kakbhushundi tells his story. But because of my pride, because of my falseness, the falseness within me, I could not even find peace within the mandir. So when Kakbhushundi tells his story here, we can relate to this chap. I can relate to this fella. There are times in our life, when we feel like this, like nothing not go right. Like everything you do puja, you do Durga Path, you do Hanuman Jain puja, everything, man, and things not go right. You just bless car, somebody bang up your car. Well, of course, blame the Pandit. Pandit did it right. Yes, I mean, do it right. You wonder, Pandit run the red light. Nah? He needed such a force in his life, my dear brothers and sisters. And he said, and he used these words, because of my pride, that the Guru came and the Guru decided to help me. And there's a beautiful Kabir Das Doha, which I love very much. I'm a great follower of Kabir Das. I love his work because he talks about life. No Nancy story, he just talks about life. What happens in life. And he says, Karte abhiman na kijiye, kah kabir samjhaye, जासी रहसो संचरे, पढ़ी 84 जाय, कते अभिमान न कीजिए, कह कबीर समझाय, जासी रहसो संचरे, पढ़े 84 जाय, सियावर राम चंद्र की जय, शरणम शंकर हरिओम, जय जय सीता राम। कहा अभिमान ना कीजिए, कहा कबीर समझाए। He says, you must never have ego, you must never have pride, you must give up these things, because if you do not give them up, Jasir ahaso sanchari padhe 84 ke jai. He says, because if you do not give up such ignorance, such pride from within your being, if you don't let these things go, if you don't detach yourself from these things, there will never be peace and you will never be happy. Imagine, you will never be at peace and you will never ever be happy. And because of my pride and ignorance, I still couldn't find peace within the regions of Shaanti Bhavan Mandir. Guruji continued, and he says that although, because of all my falseness, he makes a beautiful statement here about how his Guru was towards him in his life. Remember, he's telling how, because of his ignorance and all the negativity from within him, did the Guru give up? No, he didn't. दुखित देखी आचरण गुरु नित मोहि प्रबोध दम्भिहीन की भाव है मोहि उपजाई अति क्रोध दुखित देखी आचरण गुरु नित मोहि दुखित देखी आचरण गुरु नित मोहि दम्भिहीन की भाव मोहि उपजाई अति क्रोध
Jadubans
He says, distressed to see my behavior, my Guru did not give up on me. He was very distressed to see the mannerism on how I was behaving. He saw me straying away from the path, from the dharmic path which I should be on. And he did not give up on me. He taught me, he educated me, and he did everything in his powers to keep me in line with the conjunction, with the teachings of our scriptures and our culture. Ekabad. And you know, when you think of, when you say that you're my Guru and I'm your Shishya, what is the relationship between the two? Look what Kabir Das he says. Guru dhobi Sikh kapda Sabur sirjanhar Surti sila pur dhoi Nikse jyoti apar. Beautiful words. If you understand these words, what he says, Guru dhobi Sikh kapda Sabur sirjanhar Surti sila pur dhoi Nikse jyoti apar. He says, Guru, he dhoi. Where is dhoi? Wash. He says, Guru is the washman. Guruji. Guru dhoi, washman. Sikh kapda. He says the Shishya is the cloth. So you have the washman and you have the cloth. And you get a beater. The beater, you beat the cloth. Back home style. Over here use lamjima. Sabur sirjanhar. He says, God is the soap. Now you have the cloth, the Shishya, you have the Guru who is the washman, and you need soap. God is the soap. So the Guru channels the soap, pulls that soap from Bhagwan, that energy from the Lord, and he injects it, he washes away the impure mind of the Shishya. And he says, Surati se lapur dhoi nikse jyotir apar. Only by doing that, by allowing the Guru to bring the energy, to channel the energy from the Lord, and to bring that and to wash away the ignorance of the mind, only then nikse jyotir apar. Only then can the true light of brilliance ever prevail in your life. So says Kabir Das. So when Kakbhushundi was going through all of these things and his life was completely taken over by the ignorance, the Guru became that washman and he did not give up. He says, I'm going to stay with you and I'm going to ensure that you walk on the right path. Now pause for a quick second and look at this. From the inception when Kakbhushundi started his story, he started to talk about his pride and his ignorance, his abhiman and his falseness and all the negativities within his life. He decided he was going to change. He was born in Ayodhya, a place where Ram's name is sung 24/7. He said, in that place, I could still not find peace. A confused man would never find peace. And only when you're enlightened, only then can you find such peace within yourself. Only when you're enlightened by great souls, by great people. He decided to move, and he moved away so far, and he ended up in a new country, new place, new life. But the same qualities followed him where he went. Now if I'm leaving one place to go to the next, I'm supposed to be changing. Last night Panitji said that. We're supposed to be evolving in our spirituality, no? We're supposed to be changing our frame of mind, our thought process, the way we act, the way we think, the things we eat, the things we say, all of these, the actions we perform, everything we should be changing. But if we're the same as I was last Navraatri, something is definitely wrong. Something is definitely wrong. And we need to analyze this. And the only person who can help you with that is if you look deep down within yourself. And if you cannot find the answers, then turn to an enlightened soul, as Kakbhushundi did. And he traveled, but the same negativity went with him. And somehow or the other, he couldn't break away from this. He couldn't break away from this. As I said, spirituality is one of the most difficult paths to walk. It's very, very difficult. But the more we practice, and the more good people come into our life, and when they see we're making mistakes, and they correct you, such people you hold on to very firmly. Today's world, not everybody like correction, you know. Not everybody like correction. If you're cooking something and you tell the lady, yeah, why not add some of this? You want cook? You want cook? Why you mean you want cook? And then, not everybody like correction, you know. But an enlightened soul would always like to be corrected. An enlightened soul, such a guru, can help us to correct our faults, my dear brothers and sisters. Tulsidas ji continues, Ek baar, one day, Guruji sent for me. Leen Bolai, he sent a message for me to come. Mohiniti Bahu Bharti Sikhai. And he wanted to tell me something. He wanted to educate me more. He knew I was going astray. He knew I was doing all the wrong things. All the knowledge he was imparting, I was still not taking it because of my pride and ignorance. He did not give up. Tulsidas, she writes, we also want to welcome back Krishna. We just came back from India. Ek baar guru deen bolai, mohiniti bahu bharti sikhai. Ek baar guru deen bolai, mohiniti bahu bharti sikhai. Remember I was telling you, Guruji sent a message. One day he sent a message, the Gurudev. And he says, Ek baar Guru Lingha Bolai. I need him to come because I need to talk to him. Mohi Niti Bahu Bharti Sikhai. He started to teach me, and this is very important now. He started to teach me the principles, the rights, the code of conduct how I should carry myself from a day-to-day basis. Mohiniti Mahubhati Sikhai. How I should carry myself in society, how I should treat others, how I should treat myself, the code of conduct, the principles of life. This is what he started to instruct in me now, because he knew that I was going astray and I needed to be pulled back. And the Guru was the one who did that. Shiva Seva Kar Phala Sutta Soi. He says, why do you go to the Mandir of Lord Shiva? Why do you do Shiva Puja and you're living such a life, O Kakbhushundi? Why do you go and you surrender in meditation, in prayers, but yet when you come out from the temple, you're a total different form? And this is reality of life. No? This is the reality of life. I remember one time, this auntie did puja at the Mandir. Beautiful puja did this. The atmosphere was so serene. She says, nothing is going to affect me now. I'm so happy. I'm content. My night has been filled with joy. Nothing can bother me. Who tells somebody to carry this lady's shoes? You see when the lady go upstairs at Wanjal Street, I don't know if I remember. The lady go upstairs and she couldn't find her shoes. If she behind me, she will knock me down like she was not going to go. And very nicely, and that night, those of you, if you remember, Reeds, you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. Me go home barefoot because I get the lady in slippers. Because she behaved in such a way, and very nicely, as I put the slippers there, I said, remember what you said downstairs. Nothing is going to bother you tonight. A little shoes. What kind of shoes? Even gold, even diamond, even painting. She said, no, regular shoes, regular cheap shoes you get a hold on. But if you will behave like dive on shoes that get hold, imagine if you don't have hold. Little lady with slippers, she said, me go bring her back Sunday. Missing her up for shit. But I told her, I reminded her. Huh? You don't have any life, with my slippers there, lady. You'll bring the thing back for me. But I reminded her, you did such a beautiful puja, ma'am. You surrendered to God. When you were doing your aarti, you were crying. Tears were flowing. You were so happy. But now, look what happened. So, Kakbhushundi's Guruji is asking him, why do you go to the Murti? Why do you surrender yourself in the Mandir like that? And you're praying, and when you exit the Mandir, you're a total different person. Why do you live like this? Do you realize by servicing Lord Shiva, Abhirala Bhagati Ramapad, you're going to win the rewards of the blessings of Sri Ram as well? Why do you behave in such a manner, O Kakbhushundi? Why do you behave as though you are devoid of knowledge and wisdom? And remember, there's a beautiful prayer which we chant in the Guru Vandana. Ajnanam timirandhasya Jnanam jana shalakaya Chakshuruna militam yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. If you know the prayer, chant it with me. Sometimes we behave like this, and we need the blessings and inspiration of the Lord. Ajnanam timirandhasya Jnanam jana shalakaya Chakshuruna militam yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. The Guru comes into man's life as that knowledge, as the rays of the sun that comes and brightens the world. Ajnan, the ignorance, the dull-wittedness from within the mind of the devotee, of the shishya, of the chela. The Guru comes as such knowledge. Ajnanam timirandhasya jnanam jana sharakaya. He imparts the knowledge, all the ethics, the code of conduct, everything he imparts into the Guru. And in the process, the shishya rises in life, spiritually, mentally, and physically. The shishya enjoys such blessings. But only if we accept and we appreciate such help from our learned ones, my dear brothers and sisters. There's a beautiful song. I hope I remember the tune for this song. You've given me what? Darshan de do, tum ho jagat hai data. You're my world. You've given me so much, and I should be so thankful for all the knowledge you have imparted to me. Why wouldn't this ignorance, such impurities from my heart be dispelled, O Gurudev? Ao Gurudeva, darshan de do. Ao Gurudeva, darshan de do. Tum ho jagat data. Tum ho jagat data. Ao Gurudeva. तुम ही हो ब्रह्मा, तुम ही हो विष्णु, तुम ही हो शंकर तुम ही हो ब्रह्मा, तुम ही हो विष्णु, तुम ही हो शंकर तुम हो जग पहराता, तुम हो जग पहराता। आओ Guru is like Brahma, the knowledge, he who creates. Guru is like the Vishnu Bhagavan, he who sustains our life, he who helps us in every possible way. He who Shankara Gyan, he comes as knowledge, which helps us to remove the impurities of life. Who is Guruji? Guru Govinda Kari Jani रहिए शब्द समाए गुरु गोविंद करी जानिए रहिए शब्द समाए तुमको जगत है The Guru comes sometimes in the form of Govinda, knowledge. He comes as brilliance, he comes as a friend, he comes as a loving soul who wants to see you elevate yourself to become somebody better than you are, because he sees it in you. Such a person, he must always love and honor Guruji. Guru Mukbani se Shri Shani Shri Sanji Hari Mata Guru Mukh se Bani Kara se Shri Sanji Hari Mata तुमको जग the words that flows. It's like nectar, beautiful words, words of enlightenment that can only help us. Shishya Shanji Kariman. When the relationship is established, that's a bond. It's a beautiful relationship that should be treasured and enjoyed every moment you get. Tumko jagata hai data. You're like my world, and you have imparted the world of knowledge to me, O Gurudev. This is, to me, these were the words that Kakbhushundi should have been uttering to his Guruji, my dear brothers and sisters. But, as I said, because of his ignorance, the Guruji was not about to give up. He dedicated his life to ensure that he is going to impart the knowledge that the Shishya needs in his life. Ek baar har mandir jap rehu Shivanam. One day, as I was doing my Shiva Puja, I was in the mandir. I was doing my prayers. But, because of my pride, Guru Ayel, the Guru came. My Guruji walked into the same temple where I was sitting. Abhiman de. But because of my pride, because I felt as though I was above all of this, I didn't need this. Uthi nahi kinha pranam. Beautiful words of Goswami Tulsidas, she says. He says, this is where this story starts to take a twist. He says, as my Guru entered the temple, because of my pride and my arrogance, I did not stand as he was walking in. And not only that, Uthi nahi kinha pranam. I didn't even bow to him to take his blessings. Can you imagine the life that Kakbhushundi ji was living? Imagine so much this man has done for him, so much he has imparted in him, so much time, so much dedication, so much sacrifice. But yet, that pride is like the coconut. You will beat it like this over and over and over. Let me see. Yes. Sometimes, you hit this coconut one time, sorry, one shot. And sometimes you're like, no? You ever go to a country, you see that thing? And you wonder, this puja never done, this never done, what's this thing? But sometimes it's difficult to destroy such negativity within. My dear brothers and sisters, what did the Guru do when that transpired? If you come back tomorrow night, which I know you will join us again, we're going to continue the beautiful scene from there, where the whole story now, the whole revelation is going to come out. Now, how he ended up with that form. Was this by accident? Was it coincidence? Or was it because of his actions? When we reach, my dear brothers and sisters, tomorrow evening again, we will continue this beautiful scene from there. Before I hand over to these beautiful Gandharvas, we have a little celebration today. It's the 8th night, it's Kanya Kumari Puja. And normally we would recite all these mantras and prayers, and the girls will be up on the screen, you will see them. So tonight what we will do, we're just going to showcase them, you're going to see them, enjoy their beauty, enjoy their purity, their divinity, and pray to them. Those are the qualities we came into the world with. But somehow or the other, like Kakbhushundi, we have lost those divine qualities. So we want to regain such. I want to dedicate this song once again to everyone who has been with us night after night, all of our followers, and of course to all these beautiful voices and musicians here. This song is for all of you. Meri naiya mein Lakshman Ram, हे गंगा मैया धीरे भवो, ओ मेरे नैया में लक्ष्मण राम, ओ गंगा मैया धीरे बहो, मेरे नैया में नैया में लक्ष्मण राम गंगा मैया धीरे बहो
तेरे नैया में लक्ष्मण राम गंगा मैया धीरे बहो
कौन ही गंगा कौन ही मैया
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 कौन है लक्ष्मण राम कौन है लक्ष्मण राम गंगा में धीरे बहो मेरे नैया में लक्ष्मण राम गंगा मैया धीरे बहो
तेरे नैया में लक्ष्मण राम गंगा मैया धीरे बहो
देवी गंगा केवल की मैया
तेरी गंगा केवल की मैया
देवकी गंगा केवल की मैया
तेरी गंगा केवल की मैया
राजा राम और लक्ष्मण को गाई गंगा धीरे बहो मेरे नैया में लक्ष्मण राम गंगा मैया धीरे बहो
तेरे नैया में लक्ष्मण राम गंगा मैया धीरे बहो
मेरे नैया में लक्ष्मण राम गंगा मैया धीरे बहो
तेरे नैया में लक्ष्मण राम गंगा मैया धीरे बहो
धीरे बहो 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 मैया धीरे बहो
मेरे नैया में लक्ष्मण राम गंगा मैया धीरे बहो
तेरे नैया में लक्ष्मण राम गंगा मैया धीरे बहो
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 Just like how Ram and Lakshman would have crossed over this ocean, my dear brothers and sisters, may their grace help us also to cross this beautiful ocean of life. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you for listening and joining us rather, in this beautiful celebration of Vasant Navraatri. And we do hope and pray that Durga Ma will fulfill all of our wishes and desires and help us in every possible way to remove all the impurities of this age that is described as Maya. Tonight, we'll lend our eyes to the beautiful screen where these Devis will be showcased. You will see them one by one. And of course, as I said, pray to them and ask for the divinity from them. May all of us be reminded of such bliss. ज्योति से कन्या ज्योति से कन्या ज्योति से कन्या एक ज्योति से कन्या भक्त को दर्शन गए रे एक ज्योति से कन्या
भक्त को दर्शन दे गई रे ज्योति से कन्या
भक्त को दर्शन गए रे एक ज्योति से कन्या
भक्त को दर्शन दे गई रे ज्योति से कन्या ज्योति से कन्या एक ज्योति से कन्या ज्योति से कन्या एक ज्योति से कन्या भक्त को दर्शन दे गई रे ज्योति से कन्या भक्त को दर्शन दे
की जय. You see, today should be doing it. She practiced it in the combat. Somebody asked the other day, we did little girl, they were just a pandit. That was it. The little girl. I mean, so she's busy with work and things and so on, so she's back with us tonight. Thank you so much, Crystal. Thank you, Sabrina, Diane, of course, Matthew, Bree, and of course, Pranitaji, and of course, camera people. Our dear Kevin, Oma, Brianna, and we see a new member now. Varun is learning the system, so Varunji is welcome. This is the computer. Thank you for being with us tonight. Once again, I want to thank Auntie Shamu, Auntie Kamini, and Auntie Naliniji for sponsoring tonight, and of course our dear Anjanaji, thank you for sponsoring the malas. May God bless all of you. Please join us back tomorrow night. Before we conclude, let's join in the Chalisa, Saraswati Mahadevi Chalisa, and right after that, we're going to continue from there. So I'll hand over now to the Gandhi Samaj, and they will lead us.
जय श्री सकल बुद्धि बल राशि, जय सर्वज्ञ जय अविनाशी, जय 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 वीणा करधारी, हंस वाहिनी जय मृदुहासिनी, रूप चतुर्भुज कुंभरो माता, नीललोक मातु विज्ञाता, वाल्मीकि रवि रत्याचार्य, तुम्हारी कृपा ही
कर्णाभरणन्दमण्डितकराया श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिर्देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापः। बोलिए प्रेम से श्री सरस्वती देवी माता की जय। Once again, devotees, I want to thank all of you for joining us tonight in our live satsang. To this wonderful family, not only donating bhojan and prasadam tonight, but they gave some donations here. Mataji Kamini, $150. The Rambarus family and Tinalini family, $500. Our dear Hemaranjit and Ray, $200. And Mataji Shamu, $200. So I want to say thank you to this wonderful family once again. Before we conclude with our closing prayers, it is with everybody's permission, I want to ask this young man to leave us off tonight with one more song. We don't know when we'll get him again. And I think when you get talent like this and blessings like this, you should enjoy it as much as we can. So Matthew, once again on behalf of all of our members, thank you for being here, and we're looking forward to your next rendition.
भवानी तोरे ना हो, भवानी तोरे ना, चौरसी घूंगर बाजे भवानी तोरे ना, चौरसी घूंगर बाजे भवानी तोरे ना, चौरसी घूंगर बाजे भवानी तोरे ना। भवानी तोरे ना हो, भवानी तोरे ना, चौरसी घूंगर बाजे भवानी तोरे ना, चौरसी घूंगर बाजे भवानी तोरे ना। कहाँ से
give you a virtual round of applause. Thank you so much, Matthew, for being with us tonight. Let me tell you, I know for a fact my mother loves that kind of singing. She loves that kind of singing, so I know she was probably dancing home there with Shivan foot. So thank you so much once again, and we hope we have 2 more sessions. That who knows, maybe the breeze will blow this week, and you'll come back at least tomorrow night or maybe Sunday morning as we will conclude. Devotees, once again, it's been an honor, it's been a blessing to be with all of you tonight. We do wish each and every one of you a beautiful weekend ahead. Please continue to keep up your fasting. Only 2 more days. So keep it going, it's good, very enlightening, and it's going to help us in the process. So enjoy your weekend. See all of you tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Please join us again, where we will continue our beautiful scriptures. So tonight, I want to say on behalf of all of us, we wish each and every one of you a pleasant evening. God bless. It is my honor to ask our dear Christoji and the rest of the Navraatri Samaj to lead us in our concluding prayers.
प्रेम सुरादि शक्ति जगदम्बे माता की